Hi, welcome to the Stockinit Zombies. I'm Amy, also known as Janitma.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It. And this is episode 75 of the Stockinit Zombies. See, you get to say it, so I also have to say it. Stockinit Zombies.
3/4.
Yeah, 75 seems substantial.
I could almost buy a Coke from our vending machine at work. 5 more episodes.
If I had a penny for every podcast
back in my day,
you got a penny, and then you... which reminds me, I wanted to make mention that Blip is forcing us to do rollovers now.
Oh, yes.
So if you see
the ads weren't our idea.
Apparently enough people have gotten onto Blip and said, oh, well, we don't need your couple of cents of you or whatever, that now they're forcing everybody to do the ads. So if you're not watching via iTunes or some other method and you are now seeing ads, not that that's a bad thing. I mean, it's helping support Blip, which is hosting us.
Yeah, hosting, yeah.
But just a heads up, that will be happening. How was your week, other than those Blip rollover ads?
Gosh, it's hard to remember this week. It's flown by really fast. Yeah, not much. We spent the weekend trying to get play dates arranged, and everybody was busy, and
that happens.
So we had to kind of entertain ourselves.
My family was ill. Yeah, Amy just made mention in my home of illness, and it
descended.
It came to visit. It said, "Oh, you haven't gotten the stomach flu yet." So Amy left that night. Sorry, I'm trying to read my pattern here and talk at the same time. Amy left that night, and it wasn't gone 15 minutes, and my youngest was working all over his bed. So
I'm glad I missed it.
Yeah. It's a pleasant change from past times when you've been here and that has been ongoing, huh?
That is a great word. Working.
And you forget, he's not yet 2, so he's going to be 2 in June, that, like, at that age, they just try to get away from it.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
and so it's all over again.
Yeah, I mean, even if I'm sitting right next to him with a bucket, it's anywhere but the bucket, right? It's like, and it's just like, no! We went through, like, 5 changes of bedding that night, last Wednesday night. And then I'm OCD, washed my hands and everything, and still I got it on Saturday. And then he got a really high fever, and then he had, issues on the other end where we were doing lots of laundry because diapers weren't doing their job. Sorry.
This is real pleasant.
I'm full of greatness, great fun things to hear about this week. But yeah, so illness, home. Not much happened on the weekend or anything. It was just, I'm sure my older kids were like, yes, we get to go back to school, because tired of sitting around with a sick mom and a sick brother. But that timer isn't doing a lot of good.
I'm stuck
at 8 seconds.
Okay.
That is how long we're allowed to talk.
All right,
there we go.
It's moving.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Sorry about that. I can probably edit that out with the magic of...
We hope.
Or we can just leave it in.
Yeah.
It's organic. So nothing that you want to share to offset my illness speak?
Gosh, I really am having trouble remembering what we did this weekend, because it was that eventful. I did recently, I don't know why my head's so itchy. Anyway.
You got your hair cut?
I did.
Looks nice. What'd you do for your birthday? Come on. This past week, right?
Nothing.
I would have taken you out to lunch, but I was at home with a sick kid because you mentioned that.
I did go out to lunch with a girlfriend of mine, and that was really fun. And what else happened? We went out to eat, the family and I can't remember where we went. I'm having such a great memory. Yeah, age. That's what it'll do to you.
You're fine. You don't have to have anything if you don't want to.
And let's see. I worked on my sweater a lot.
Yeah.
And, gosh, I'm trying to remember. I don't think I talked about the new games that the family got, but I think that was a couple weekends ago that we got those. And
I have not heard of them. But.
So, do you know Spot It?
Yes.
Okay. So it's circle cards, and you match items on the 2 cards, and they only match with it. But from the makers of Spot It, there's Speedy Bee. And Speedy Bee reminds me a lot of Scattergories, but it's geared towards young kids, and my daughter can play. She's 5, because it's like, think of something like this that starts with this letter, and the starts with this letter is something that she can grasp. There's other categories where it's like contains this letter but not this letter, and it's got these dice that you roll to determine what the letters are, and it's really interesting. My son really enjoyed making up the categories and then rolling the dice, which was in the rule book, make up your own categories. And so I think that was a really good game. I don't know if the price will come down as it gets more popular, but...
Is that a fairly new one?
Yeah, I think so. And so that's Speedy Bee.
Speedy Bee.
And then we got Cartoon It, which is really fun for kids that like to draw, and really fun for parents as they see their kids try to draw things. It was fairly straightforward as well.
Yeah, but I had I'll say something positive about my week. I had a really sweet moment this evening when I was putting my oldest to bed, Ellie. I was telling her how proud I was of her for a lot of things, and I think it's important for children to understand, to be proud of certain things about themselves. So I said, "How about you, Ellie? What are you proud of?" And instead of telling me things that she was proud about herself, she told me things that she was proud of about me.
Aww.
It was the sweetest thing. Like, my heart just grew 10 sizes. Like, she's like, I'm really proud of you, Mom. You're such a good mommy. And you do that thing with the knitters, and you have a podcast, and people know about you, and people know about Daddy. He's got his bicycle group. And I was just like, oh, my daughter. Such a sweetheart. You just get so used to them being so precocious, right? That everything revolves around them, and me, that like to take that question and answer it about me was like, So that ends the Grandma Jill segment of the episode. Grandma Jill can now turn off. She won't hear anything more that she wants to hear. All right.
Yeah, and so, gosh, I feel really bad. I felt on the spot, and I couldn't remember anything, and...
You're fine. You're fine. It seems like a month has gone past to me because of that week where nothing was normal, and I was at home and juggling sick kids and being sick myself. So, like, it just occurred to me, your birthday was last week. And I'm like, whoa, what did you do? So, with that, we've got 2 KALs currently going on. Amy is knitting on one of them, her Miracle Jen yarn. So you've got till the end of April to enter into the thread there. I believe the rules state that there's 1 entry per person at the top.
Okay.
I've got quite a few Miracle Jen in my 1 entry. Showing off. Yeah, I'm not going to be winning anything. And then we've got the Hobbledehoy fiber for that. And as prizes, and I think we've got something else in the closet over there.
Okay.
For it. That's going on. We also have a self-striping KAL that's going on, and you can get you can have up to 4 entries this month because it's April and it's the 4th month of the year. And what else? Oh, okay. So I had this ingenious idea, and I'm calling my own idea ingenious, which is in and of itself very precocious. That I wanted to, and I have to, you always have to have a cute punny name if you're me. So I'm calling this Knitstalgia. And so I asked Amy to go back and look at things that and we both very, very meticulously update our Ravelry projects. So it made it fairly easy for us to exercise this. And so it won't be a weekly, but possibly a monthly. So in the month of April, in years past, what have you knit? And you could talk about whether or not you've actually worn it, because you're always in love with it when you knit it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I'm gonna wear this
for
all the time.
most part, yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you get to the end of the project and you're like, it's dead to me, you probably would have said that on the podcast, right? And then, has it worn well, if you do actually wear it quite often? So I thought that would be an interesting take. It's almost like a review, it's kind of like a FO's past, but it's knit-stalgia.
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 Okay.
Did you want me to talk about mine?
I can talk about mine.
Okay. You actually brought, like, props, and this is my house, so.
I did.
I could have grabbed the things I was going to talk about, too, but I didn't, so.
So this is from 2009. I knit this for my daughter. And she could probably wear this today.
Yeah, because in 2009, she would have been 2?
Yeah. Okay. So, or just about to turn 2. Yeah, she, but again, it was like the appropriate length, but the sleeves were really big and blousy, and so this is a dragon skin sweater, and it was in a interweave holiday. I think it was the 2007 holiday, but we'll link it. It's out of a bamboo merino blend from Snyder, so it might be Snyder Snuggly DK. And you can see that I had, you might think that this is intentional, the light blue, but I got through most of the knitting and realized that I was not going to have enough yarn.
Oh, it looks really nice though.
So then I went back and bought the light blue and made sure that I was exactly at what I needed to finish it with the dark blue, and then did the light blue, and then finished out with the dark blue. I don't know. I think that at the time, my skill level at the time for this pattern, this took ungodly amounts of time. I've probably knit full-size adult sweaters that are big out of not DK weight yarn in less time. I mean, this thing just perplexed me to no end, and I just think it was my skill level. Like, I hadn't read enough patterns, and I hadn't done enough shaping, or maybe I just wasn't used to. I just really had to slow down on it, and it just took way longer than it should have.
And so is she? I mean, it doesn't look like it's pilled or anything at all. Has she worn it quite a bit, or not at all?
Yeah. As it took me forever, I got it done. I was very excited. She wore it once. You will notice that there is not a modeled picture or even a finished object picture. I have in-progress pictures only. This on the website, and I think that was mainly because I could not get her to wear it for an FO, and I was very sad.
Do you want my daughter to wear it?
She might be able to. She might wear it today if I asked her to. This was back when she was 1.5, 2.
Yeah.
No was a big word.
Yeah.
No. No. So
I like it. It's very soft.
Yeah, it is a really great fabric. It's really heavy. I think that right now you would probably call it like a bolero kind of thing for an older girl. And she could probably get away with wearing it. She obviously, her arm, I mean, might fit my arms in here.
So it'd be kind of like a bell sleeve.
Yeah, a big bell sleeve. And I don't know. There wasn't much else to say about it. I mean, I really enjoyed it. It was fun and interesting. When I was working on it, people were commenting on it because it was from that one. Not too many people had worked on this yet. And even though I did it 2 years after it came out, I think it was still not something that a lot of people had knit. And there was a lot of people out there wishing that they could have it in a regular adult size. And I think they eventually did put out an adult size for it, but I would not want to knit this again. And again,
what made you choose it then? From your backlog?
It was called, because I knew where it was.
Okay.
And I could show it to you. And I thought that I would be able to say more than just, I love it, love it, love it, it was great, it was amazing, my daughter wore it until it fell apart. And no, this is, this is one of the, it's in my closet because it's something I knit for her. Mm-hmm. And she did not wear it all the time. And I'm just hoping that someday somebody will love it again. And the reason I knit it initially because this awesome pattern texture. I love the texture that the person put in the patterning.
It is very neat. And I like the detail of the 2 different colors. It's funny that you mentioned that it was because you ran.
Not intentional. I had the yarn in my stash to start, and I had to go back to the LYS after I realized I was not going to have enough, and they did not have the same color.
Well, it looks impeccable too for saying that you struggled with it, so it looks very nice.
Yeah, and again, it wasn't necessarily. I think it was a struggle on speed and remembering the stitches, so it was just very slow going for me because I think I could read my fabric at that point, but I probably wasn't the best at reading it yet.
Mm-hmm. You're learning. It was a learning project.
Yeah, it was April 2009 after all.
Mm-hmm.
4 years ago. A lot can happen in 4 years.
Mm-hmm. So, I went back to 2011 and I knit I finished in April of 2007 my Effortless, which I've worn on the podcast before. I heavily modified it because I didn't want the front by Hannah Fettig Effortless to be as long. I wear that a lot. I think I would wear it more if it didn't have crop sleeves, and that was because my skeins of Madeline Tosh DK in the copper penny colorway were not evenly matched, and I learned from that I needed to do a lot more of alternating skeins, especially with Madeline Tosh yarns. But I wear that one quite a bit, but it's more of a spring fall wear. I don't wear it a lot in the winter because it is short sleeve because I ran out of yarn. I also knit in 2011, which was right before my second was born. No, my third was born in June, not in April.
It would be your third kid.
It would be my third. Yep. Sorry, time gets away from me. I called it my PS pullover because I thought it looked like a potato sack when I was knitting it, but it's plain and simple pullover, which is a free pattern by Vera Valimaki. It's a tee. Basically, you just knit straight up and then flare out for the sleeves and finish those, and it's got a nice little neck detail. I've worn it on the podcast as well, and that was out of Knit Picks Gloss, and I have noticed that it's getting fuzzy, and I don't wear that hardly ever. I don't wear it often enough that it's gotten a lot of washing to be really fuzzy. And then I had 2 in 2012. I'm going to talk a little bit about a lot versus a lot about one. I knit the Kaleidoscope, if you remember last year on the podcast, with the Cherry Tree Hill that was really bright. And then I kind of offset that with the Valley Yarns Charlemont. And I have worn that 0 times. It's short sleeve. It doesn't have any closure in the front. In fact, it's a little small for me, so it can't close. And my daughter actually wears it now.
Oh.
So the sleeves.
I love that sweater.
Yeah,
so I'm glad somebody
she wears it, and loves it because it was meant for me. Again, kind of like with the Ades or 80. It was meant for mommy. Mommy did it for her, and now it's mine. So yeah, I have not worn it at all, but I have found a use for it in my life. And then, last but certainly not least, last year in the O Wool Balance, I knit the Castle pullover, and I wear and continue to get great use out of that one. The cotton does after. I don't wash my woolens unless I get really sweaty in them every single time. So after like the second or third wearing without a wash, it is really stretched out and it needs to be washed. But then it, eventually I'm sure that it will, the elasticity, the memory of the cotton will make it bigger. But for now, it's good. I think my only complaint about it is that the front and the back are the exact same. And for some reason I want to have a front. Always to have the front in the front, you can't tell. You pick it up and you're like, oh, it's the exact same. But I can't remember who the Castle pullover is by. I think that's a Cecily Cloud McDonald. But that is nostalgia. Knit-stalgia.
I don't know. We'll see.
You didn't like it?
I don't know. I didn't like my talk.
No, but okay.
I don't know. I never like what we're talking about while I'm talking about it. I mean, I have fun and we're having fun, but I always get too critical of myself, so yeah.
As
complacency.
Yeah. That is the enemy, so
okay.
I'm glad that you are not. I want you to be happy with what you're saying, but I don't want you to be like, yep, we got this in the bag. We don't have to try anymore. So do you have any FOs, m'lady?
I do not. Not really.
Okay.
So
I have my Pagona.
Oh my goodness.
My Pagona out of the Sinful Gale's Art. It's got some beautiful light blues and dark blues and purples and browns.
Cool.
And yeah, it was a fun knit. As I mentioned last week, I didn't overly block this as well. I never overly block this. I think you could probably just assume that I don't overly block things. I got the wires out to try to make it straight and like stretch the bejesus out of it, and it didn't. I just couldn't get it right on my board.
Oh, okay.
Like I was just like, well, it's kind of straight now after all of that manipulating it, and so I just kind of laid it out on the floor, and away she goes. So
it's funny. It's like when I want to knit this. When I knit this, eventually, I am going to make a stinking huge one.
This skein was 490 yards.
I'm making a stinking huge one.
Okay, so
it's gonna be
like
mine's or bigger.
Yards? Okay, 800 yards. And it's interesting. You could wear this and have like a point in the front if you wanted, or you could. There's lots of different styling options. I'll just go with.
Yeah. So like the Twist Collective collection just came out for. Do they call it a spring one? I think they called it a spring one.
Spring.
Spring/summer. There is a wrap in there that's 24 inches by 80 inches. I want that thing so hardcore, but I do not want to knit that thing. I might shoot myself in the head.
Didn't you just say you were all shawled out?
Yeah, I don't want to knit that giant rectangle, but my goodness, I want that finished object so bad.
Yeah.
It just looks so cozy, and I love it because it's got this like interesting garter stitch with like a lacy cable looking. It's hard to describe, but it's kind of blocked, and it reminds me of the building that they have pictured in one of the pictures of it.
Oh,
and
that's fun.
Yeah, I forget, it was like the Wavelets. Yeah, I think the Wavelets shawl or stole or whatever you want to call it. It was just intrigued me. And then the other one I thought was really cool was by Emily Wessel.
Yeah.
Tin Can Knits. And for some reason the name of the pattern escapes my brain.
Is it another shawl?
No, it's a sweater.
Oh, yeah.
With the lace panel in
the
front.
And
it's a cardigan.
Asymmetrical.
Yeah, and it has buttons on one side. But yeah, check out the new Twist Collective. It's fun to look at all the pictures.
I think I saw a lot of social media people being like, I really loved this one. I wanted it all.
Yeah, it's a cute one. And then I saw the summer knit scene came out, and I looked at it and went, yeah, I didn't really like anything out of it. I mean, there were probably things that, like, oh yeah, I could see how that, but not like, yeah, where's my yarn and needles right now? Nothing. It was, whereas the knit scene one, it was kind of like, oh, there's like a good like 5 patterns out of there that I would like, you know, just interest me enough to take a look at it.
Yep. And the Twist Collective, they don't do like Knit Scene does, where they actually distribute a magazine.
No,
Okay,
it's
all online.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep. So,
all right.
Yeah, talking about shawls, and I saw that one, and yeah, I would really want the FO so bad.
Yeah, I've been working on shawls and socks, and I'm so excited to be working on a garment, but that's in my works in progress, so you go right ahead.
Okay. So I'm working on my twigs and willows, and as you can see, I haven't really gotten that much further. I think I had a little bit of the one side done, and this is the same side. And this has been my bust knitting, so 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there. I had to stand a couple days this week. I have a hard time knitting and standing on the bus. Unless I want to be sitting in somebody's lap by the end of the ride, I should hold on and not knit. Anyway, so
were you thinking about a particular doctor who you'd like to sit in their lap? Or
doctors get parking.
Oh, that's right.
Are you kidding me? They're not riding the bus.
I've ridden the bus with some cute doctors, so don't give me a hard time.
But you're the shuttle bus. The shuttle bus is different.
Well, that's true. The commuter bus is probably
people who don't have parking.
Has a lot of
people like me,
folks.
Yeah. But so I will talk more about this one.
Yay!
This is my sabbatical. So it got sewn up.
This is like your master's thesis here.
It is. It's so big. I'm almost done. I'm gonna take the shawl. Pardon. Yeah, I was gonna say pardon the tank top.
Max is like, why are you singing? He gave me a look.
Well, she's always singing.
Yep, and you wanted me to assist, or did you think you got enough stitches?
I don't know. You can.
Okay,
here you go.
No stitches are coming off my end.
Good. Because I got through binding off the stitches on the one side most of the way.
And it's got to feel fantastic on your arms.
I'm not going to want to take it off.
You can just wear it with the needles. It's the new thing.
It's the new thing. So, yeah, that's
fabulous. Fabulousness.
It is amazing. It is amazing.
So it's all but blocked except, and you don't end up blocking the collar, do you?
I might want to. It looks like it's going to roll a little bit, so I might lay it out fan style. And
does it have buttons?
Nope.
Okay.
It's just
open front
cardigan, and it's going to have enough overlap to be able to put like a pin or something in if I want to.
How are you doing on yarn yardage?
Fabulous. I have that much left, which is kind of a lot. I mean, this is probably enough to do another sleeve. So, and again, I'm binding off. It's got an interesting detail on the bind off, and I'm kind of sad because it's rolling. I mean, not that the inside looks bad, because I mean, this is the inside, and Megan can verify it doesn't look bad at all.
It looks nice.
But I'm kind of bummed that it's kind of rolling into being a really narrow placket. So I want to block it so that it's a flat, long placket, or wide placket. But yeah, I am almost done, tantalizingly close.
Yeah.
And I was working on it before we started, and the bind off is such that I have to pick up some stitches from the back and knit them together, and I was like this. Like, that's how I was knitting on it, so I didn't think that would be good for the podcast. I should have something a little less tedious. But it's got, the sleeves are, good length, because once I do a little like up down in them, they're perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And I can, if I'm cold, I can pull them down.
Sorry, I was just thinking like what that would be called, like the.
Yeah.
Kind of like what the cat does when they're
kneading.
They're kneading your leg.
Yeah. So I knit these sleeves at the same time. They seem to be fairly evenly matched.
Mm-hmm. I'm not noticing any color differences. Did you alternate skeins?
Yes. No, I didn't. So I can kind of see it right there.
Oh, between the sleeve and the main body. Yeah.
So the
little lighter, little darker.
Yeah. So the front panels match. They're from the same ball. The back panel is another ball. The third ball is the sleeves, and the fourth ball is the collar plackets. So
it just sounds like something that your dentist wouldn't like.
Plackets.
Plackets.
Yeah. Get those plackets off your teeth.
Brush and floss those plackets. Sorry.
So I mean again I noticed small differences, and especially right there.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing that's gonna make me stop wearing it.
It's the Amish principle again, right?
Yeah.
Makes it unique.
Yep. No, I love it. Love the base. I don't know how it's gonna wear yet, but it's super soft and fuzzy, and some of the bits that were kind of hanging off the ends that I eventually cut have bloomed to like insane proportions. So it might be after a couple wearings, washings, that this will really bloom and be super fuzzy and cozy.
Mm-hmm.
But so far, I mean, this part here has been wet blocked.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't look like it's
and the sleeves
filled or anything.
The sleeves were wet blocked before everything was sewn in. So
go you.
It didn't wash, but wet blocked.
Mm-hmm.
So you just run water, squish it out, flat, let it dry.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, but I'm super excited.
Yes.
Almost done. Again, I gotta bind off like, where is it? Up here?
You can wear it,
all the way down.
Especially if this weather holds up. You could wear it for Yarn Over, which is in 10 days.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
So, do we have a plan? I mean, you have works in progress to talk about first.
Yeah, but the natural ebb and flow of our conversations, we can talk about. We can talk about Yarn Over in 10 days. We'll put. I'm sure that there will be a thread out in the Ravelry forums by the time we. What are you looking for?
My other knitting. I must have put it
You're just gonna wear it.
Yeah.
Rock the needles. I'm telling you. There will be a thread.
Put back my cotton sweater on. Crazy. I have Prissy Girl Sport on now. Are you kidding me?
Yes. So there will be a thread. There will be a thread that says, are you going to Yarn Over? If so, tell us. We are going up the day before the 27th, so that would be the 26th for all of you people out there that have access to calendars.
More common sense.
I was being sarcastic. I know I said it with a straight face, but so yes, we'll be up in the Twin Cities on the 26th, and would be up for some yarn shopping / meeting up, and then we're going to go to the dinner with the designers / teachers that evening, and we will be staying at the Marriott. Can't remember the rest of the name. And would be willing to hang out in the lobby like we did last year, and meet up with people and hang out, chill till the wee hours in the morning. But here's the key: if we don't know you're going to be there or you're interested, we can't meet up with you.
Right.
So let's just get a general idea of communication is key. Throw your name out there in the thread. Like, I'd be willing to meet up, and here's my availability, and then hopefully we can organize something. Because the actual day of, we'll be taking classes in the morning. We'll be going to the marketplace on the 27th, classes in the morning, and then lunch and probably heading back. So the day before, the evening before, after that dinner, if you're not going to the dinner, and then possibly like the morning of, like breakfast.
And if it's early the day before, I will be dropping Megan off at your chosen location and then going shopping with my friend.
Okay.
So Megan can sit and knit, because that's what she'd rather be doing.
Than shop, yeah. Sorry.
I know this.
I will take my knitting and follow you guys around and help you shop by knitting while you're shopping. But yes, ultimately I would much rather be knitting than shopping. So.
True story.
True story. Yes, so my work in progress here, I've conveniently gotten myself to a place where I can't really show you very well, is the Maris. I don't know if you say cardigan at the end of it or not. It's just Maris.
And this is her only thing on the needles that she can show, so she's pretty much like, that's why she had to like look down at her lap and couldn't bring out socks or something.
I have other things that I'm knitting on, but they are not for the screen. So the Maris is by Elizabeth Doherty. I think that it's spelled like Shannon Doherty. So it's very pretty. It's a Quince & Co pattern. It's got a very ornate. The side panels have with the cardigan. The fronts have lace pattern down the front. I'm trying to see if I can find a close up. There it is. I can hopefully not show the pattern. And then the back has those 2 points, those 2 panels joined together. So there's a lace panel down the back, which is what I'm on now. And there's 2 lace panels in the front. And it's kind of a flared, again, you probably could have seen it in that picture, a flared, like, elbow length. So this is going to be retreat wear for me. Mm-hmm. And I put that in quotes because I think that's funny, retreat wear. Mm-hmm. And I was looking through my stash photos and couldn't decide what I wanted to do. I wanted to do something bright. And my stash photo has this very dark. And Amy and I have been commenting on this. When in dim light, this is very maroon. Mm-hmm. Very maroon, very dark. You wouldn't say that was a bright pink at all. And then in this bright light, like right now, it looks very pink to me, bright pink. Mm-hmm. So this is Woolmy's lace garn in a We're Different. So it's not a specific colorway. And then underneath the We're Different is the Versace Nichen, or I don't remember how you say it, but I think that means guinea pig in German. Okay. If I looked it up. But Stanwood Needlecraft, bazoom!
So it must be like the guinea pig might be her way of saying, like, this would have been another color eventually. Had it done what she wanted it to do.
Yeah, and I mean, it's the depth of color on it, to be able to do that, to be like, sometimes I'm maroon, and sometimes I'm hot pink, and sometimes I'm, medium pink is...
interesting.
It is very interesting. It should make for an interesting garment. So I cast on the front backs and have now gotten into the back lace panel. I was telling Amy I was a very happy coincidence. This is supposed to be knit out of fingering weight yarn. And this is obviously lace garn, Woolmy's lace garn. And it, my gauge I think is 7 stitches to the inch, and the pattern calls for 6.5. So, but I'm in between sizes, so it was 30 or 34, and you're supposed to wear it with a little bit of negative ease, but I think that 2 inches of negative ease being right in the middle would have been way too much. But with that new gauge, now it's going to be closer to 32 with a little bit of negative ease, which is the one that I would do if it were listed. So it was perfect. But yes, my Stanwood Needlecraft ball winder handled it. It went nom nom nom. Mm-hmm. 1,700 yards. That all you got? Mm-hmm. 300 grams. And I will not be alternating skeins because it is one skein, and I'm not going to pull the center out of the ball. It will just be Amish. Mm-hmm. Just be what it is. Mm-hmm. If there's dark spots and light spots and whatever spots, then it will be a spotty cardigan. But I'm very excited about it, and it's nice to be knitting a garment, and that I have something to be able to show you.
Yeah.
So, huzzah! Cool. That is my work in progress. That is able to be shown.
All right. How you been doing on acquisitions?
Yo. You show me yours, and then I'll show you mine.
Okay.
That's what she said.
Mm-hmm.
He was
did you show your shirt? Oh, you're like, covering it up.
I am. Well, I put my FO on. So, when I was down in Kansas City, well, let's go back. We're going. When we did the retreat, the Trick and Retreat in Stillwater, Java Jenny was sitting at the table, and she was wearing some polar fleece pants that had, I can't remember what was on them. She even replied in the plurk today that I plurked about the shirt, what they were. Anyway, she's like, gosh, this fleece is hot. And I was like, that's what Sheep said. Because I'm funny like that. I'm punny like that.
Oh, so you didn't say fleece in the thing.
No, I said wool is hot. That's what Sheep said. So I went out and I found some free Sheep graphics and some conversation bubbles, and I designed this graphic and I sent it to Shannon. I said, let's sell it to the world. And she's like, sorry, friend. I'm not your one woman t-shirt shop. So, but she did make one up for me. Huzzah. So I don't know if the amount of interest in people like, I must have one, she'll get on it, but I absolutely love it. I'm going to wear it with pride. Because it's just funny.
Yeah, that's what Sheep said.
That's what Sheep said. And then I have my Great White Bale. Sorry, spoiler, if you're in the Great White Bale. She sent out a totes, and then some of the fiber that we've been following that has been through the scouring process. And I guess the light bulb moment for a lot of us was just how much stuff was still in it after it's already been scoured. So can't wait to, it's soft and it smells clean. Did you sniff it?
Great, yeah, it smells very clean.
But it's still just got a lot of stuff. So when they spin it, they must remove a lot of that in some way. I guess I'll find out. Leading question. But yes, I've been enjoying the Great White Bale. And this came this week. It came in a Quince & Co. and I've been mad stalking Quince & Co. I'm like, oh, I want some Quince & Co. But April, I've already purchased in April A, and B, we're going to yarn over.
Yeah.
So I'm behaving myself, but it came in a box that said Quince & Co. on it. And I was like, oh, did somebody order something for me? I want some Quince & Co. And then they shipped it out of the facilities.
Oh, okay.
The Quince & Co. facilities. She's storing the Great White Bale in their facilities.
Okay.
So that's why. But I was like, I thought maybe I'd have yarn, but this was exciting too. This was exciting too. And that is the extent of my.
Well, good for you.
Yeah.
So
behaving.
Mine is the first shipment of the Serenity Club from GI Punk Jen, or 716 Knit. So I wanted to show it to you, but it is spoiler because, it's the first shipment from the Serenity Club from 716 Knit. Got that?
Yeah, you
okay.
Just said that.
It's stripy yarn! Yay! So this is her XSC. It denotes that it is
the HXC.
HXC. Sorry.
Hardcore. You said X8. Yeah.
I mixed up the order.
Yes. That's fine.
It's it denotes the striping, and then it's the twist base, the 716 twist base, which is 100% superwash merino. And it says, can I make a suggestion that doesn't involve violence? Because her stuff is usually quotes from Buffy, but since this is the Serenity Club, it is quotes from Serenity. Yeah.
And I'm going to admit to extreme jealousy. I actually went out to the 716 Knit big cartel shop and saw, like, maybe she dyed up some extras. So, GI Punk Jen, if you happen to have any that you want to bring to Minnesota in June, by chance, you've got me sold, because that is beautiful. That green and the navy blue, and then the pops of the orange and the brighter turquoisey blue. It's not really turquoisey blue. Would you call that a turquoisey blue?
Electric.
Electric. Much better.
Very bright.
Mm-hmm.
Very exciting.
That's what you get for not signing up for the club, Megan. Amy's like, ha ha.
Yes. I very excited about the first shipment.
Mm-hmm.
It is making me excited for the rest. I know that there's guaranteed one more stripe in the 3 shipments, so two of them were designated to be striped colorways. So I got my first one. There's going to be one more. And it'll probably be a variegated. I don't think that it'll be tonal. But you never know. Surprise, surprise. Might be.
Go check out her shop.
Yes.
She's got fabulous stuff out there.
And it's always, like, even my Sarah McLachlan Love, which is a very muted pinks and purples, is still pizzazz. It's bright. I mean, it's not this bright. It's not electric neon bright. But, I don't know, it's saturated in that light color. I don't know how to explain it. You know, some of them you get and it feels more ethereal, like, oh, the dye just kind of is magically skimming. This feels like it's in there all the way through to its core. And
her socks wear so well. I wear the heck out of my socks, and I have yet to blow a hole in
even the 100%.
Wow, I don't know.
This one's 100%.
That one's twist.
We're not sure.
Yeah, I would have to do some more nostalgia.
There you go.
And find out. But yeah.
You know, socks would be an interesting nostalgia, because I could probably show you my ones, like, these made it into the I can't darn them anymore pile. And they lasted exactly 3 years.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But yeah, that was my one and only thing that came to the door.
Yeah, yep. I think we've both got something coming from...
Yeah, Yarn Over is a coming, and there's too much not to want to buy something from there, so gotta save the yarn budget for that.
Yep. And then, just a heads up, next week we hope to be reviewing the Pacific Knits.
Pacific Knits
by
from Tin Can Knits.
And she's got a made in the UK patterns that are coming out soon.
Yes, and they're in preview.
Yes.
So they're out on Ravelry.
You can fave them.
You can fave them, but you can't purchase them yet.
I did some faving.
Yeah. There's a Shaw Bounty? No.
I can't remember.
Botany. Of course.
Botanical.
Yes.
Botany.
And it is so cool. It's the next shawl I want to knit, but it's probably not the next shawl I'm going to knit. Yeah. I am all shawled out.
But yet she has so many that she's interested in.
But see, I have sweaters that I absolutely want to knit by a certain time frame. So shawls are getting swept aside until probably the height of summer. Yeah, maybe July. I don't know. It's going to be a while.
I've really been enjoying the Twitter KAL with the shawls and seeing all the different, and I'm so glad people have started to join in, you know, like,
is
hey,
there another one?
I don't think we've chosen, and we kind of do it by like twitocracy, like, hey, what do you guys want to do? I don't know. Okay, let's knit. Okay, nope, can't knit that one. Okay, let's do this one. Let's, you know, so if you follow me on Twitter or I mention a hashtag, you can. It's all very interesting to Amy.
Yeah.
You can get in on it, and the more the merrier. It's not, you know, a certain number of people, and people are only allowed to be spectators. It's like, no, jump in, dude.
Like, social media bores me, people. No, just kidding.
And then retreat. So much exciting stuff going on with the retreat. Amy and I have got some surprises that we're cooking up so that we can't share them with you. The schedule, I'm hoping to have the breakout sessions and then a rough draft of the schedule out to folks by May. May 1st is our deadline for the signing up for the yarn crawl and the 5K, and then and then we'll publish a schedule in May for said things. Other things include a field trip to Jenny's Wall of Buttons. I can't say it incorrect. Ginny.
Like Ginny Weasley.
Like Virginia.
Yes.
Ginny. And we're also going to, the Mayo Brothers are very cold even in June. We're going to be clothing them. And then a couple of other things that might just leave as unknown surprises. But publishing a schedule is important to me because I want people to be able to start coordinating, oh, we want to go do this, oh, we don't want to go do that sort of stuff. What else? If you're interested in the retreat, zombieknitpocalypse.com has all of your information, and you're still able to book your hotel room, and that's all that's really required of you at this point, other than other excursions that you might want to do. So, did you have anything you wanted to say about your yarn crawl or the bag? Or
So, bags, my mom hasn't put an official limit on that, but, realized that she actually has to sew them. So, order them as soon as possible. Where did I see that? There was somebody else that was the universal sign for sew.
What is that song? Something like so. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, it might have been Heidi Klum on Project Runway. She did that. You have to sew.
Yeah.
She did that, and so now it's like, thanks Heidi Klum. I love that. You gotta sew.
It kind of reminds me of when in grade school when you did the you thought you were the very best until you messed with GHS. It's tricky. Catch that wave.
What? No.
Did you not do any of the little
No.
cheers? Okay, no. Sorry, I've just embarrassed myself in front of all of my knitterly friends. But yes, I took a high schoolers taught the cheerleading camp to grade schoolers, and they catch that wave.
But no, she has to actually sew them. So the sooner you can get them ordered, the more likely that they will be able to make it to the retreat in time for you.
It was like, tangent, cut it off at the base. Okay, sorry. All right, and that is all I really had to say about the retreat.
I was going to do a quick bus crawl semi-announcement. So. Bus crawl. Okay, I gotta stop it. Okay. Folding arms.
Yo, yo, yo. Wool is hot. I have to say that's what sheep said.
That's what sheep said.
Okay. We're off the rails, guys. Come on.
Back on target.
I
just wanted to say that the yarn shops have been more or less finalized, subject to change. Asterisks.
Asterisks with your hands, yes.
In front of this, we have Knitter's Palette. That's in Lakeville. We have Stephen B's. That's in Minneapolis. We have, I'm going to butcher this. It's not Lila.
Yeah, it's Lila and Claudine's.
I don't think they say it that way, though.
Lila
and Claudine's.
Okay.
And then, last but not least, Darn Knit Anyway in Stillwater. Now, we also have another yarn shop that has expressed an interest on being on the route, but I don't know if we have time yet. I'm reviewing with the bus company on our route to see if there's time to squeeze in the 5th shop. And also I thought we might hit them on the way up to the cities or on the way back to actually visit them, because I haven't visited this shop before. And they came to us. They noticed our event and
said they'd love to have us.
Yes.
Roll out the red carpet.
They were very excited. So we just wanted to check them out and get a little bit more information from the bus company about, because I'd already had the trip planned with some wiggle room, and I'm like, well, how much wiggle room did I actually give? So I'm letting the bus drivers review it so that they can let me know if that sounds reasonable or if I gave way too much time.
Mm-hmm.
And there's more room in the schedule for more stops. So that is finally all that I have.
Okay.
So, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Bye.
Bye, Ufta.